it's going to be important to it's a balance between I guess managing the workloads of some of the players, especially I think the ones who've really been part of all the three formats of the game for us over the last 6 months, and continue to do that over the next 6 months. But yeah, having said that, we have obviously rested a few of the players. It's all part of the process. We've done that in the past as well. In the last few series as well, we've probably not really played with everyone available and selected from everyone available, because we've always sort of been managing people through that. So yeah, so that will continue for a little bit. Then hopefully closer to the T20 World Cup, we will be able to freeze in on and get everyone available. So till then, yeah, I think it's going to be important to just manage people through what is a very, very busy calendar for for the Indian team. Amazing to have him back. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, Hardik at his best is a fantastic cricketer with both bat and ball. We've just seen that for for India in the past. Obviously, he's been very successful in white ball cricket, and he's been shown some really good form in this IPL as well. So yeah, so to answer your first question, of course, very pleasing to have someone like that back, someone that quality that we can pick from and choose from. For us, without giving too much away, obviously I don't want to be telling out the batting orders, before the game starts. I think in general, sometimes the roles that it's not only in relevance to Hardik, sometimes the roles that you play with your franchise matches the roles that you play for India, but sometimes you have to play slightly different roles for different teams, right? That can happen. You play for your first class team in a particular role. When you play for India, you might bat in a slightly different position or bowl slightly different overs, depending on the requirement of the team. So the same thing here. I think with all the players, some of the roles that they've played for their franchises might be slightly different to the roles that we are expecting from them here, based on obviously the team and our combination, and the kind of team we have and the players who are already established in certain positions. So that can happen from time to time. It's not, I mean, to be honest, it's not difficult at all. We're constantly in touch with Rohit. Rahul's captain before. I think we're pretty much clear on a lot of things. Where do have discussions on and off. I think it's pretty clear that Rohit is one of our all format players. Plays all of three formats for us, and it is unrealistic to expect all of them to be able to be available every single game, every single time. We want to also ensure that they are fit for the big tournaments. We need to manage them before that, to ensure that they're peaking at the big tournaments or the big games. Obviously, with the one-off test match up in the UK, which is a spillover from the last year. I think we need to ensure that we're trying to be able to get the best side available for that test match. So with the kind of busy schedule we have, honestly, it doesn't really bother us. We understand that there are times and that we will have to rest our big players. We'll not be able to probably field our strongest side all the time, but certainly I think from my perspective, it's also exciting. It's an exciting opportunity for a lot of other younger guys to get opportunities to play, which they probably might not have got. They get a chance to show what their abilities are. It helps us improve the depth of our squad. So I think there are some positives as well that come out of it from these situations. Met Hardik a couple of hours ago. We've given him an extra day off because the guys who played the final, we gave them an extra day off at home. So I'm not sure what I can tell you in saying hello to a guy, but no, I think just I think obviously his leadership was very impressive, right through the IPL, and I thought he performed well. But yeah, I mean, in a sense, you don't have to be designated as a leader to be part of any leadership groups. It's not only about being designated in a position. At this point of time, I think it's really about from our perspective is ensuring that Hardik is the good thing from our perspective is he started bowling again. We know what that does for us, what kind of depth that brings to the side. So really for us, it's about ensuring that we can get the best out of him as a cricketer in terms of his bowling, in terms of his batting, in terms of his contribution. Yeah, and in terms of what happens ahead and what the whether someone leads teams or doesn't lead teams depends on many factors, and selectors will take those decisions based on what they see um, and, and what happens in the future and availability of players and all those kind of things. So yeah, it's not it's. I mean, it's great that we've got a lot of Indian captains doing really well in the IPL. Hardik was one of them, which is brilliant. I thought so. Rahul did a really good job with LSG, and Sanju was captaining at things. So it's really nice to see a sort of younger batch of sort of captains leading a lot of their teams now, which is great. Which is Shreyas did it at KKR as well. So it's great, not only just in terms of thing, but I think it helps people grow and develop as players. When you lead teams, when you're having to make decisions, I think it really helps you grow as a person also and as a player. So it's great from our perspective to see that a lot of leadership positions in IPL teams were with younger Indian players. Sort of the top three that's been playing regularly. Of course, they're slightly different top three in this particular tournament. But any top three that plays, I think what we're looking for is good positive starts and playing what the situation and the wicket demands of it. If it's high scoring game and if it's a game that's we expect there to be a lot of runs scored, then obviously you want people to be able to maintain that level of strike rate right the game through. There are other situations where maybe wickets might be a bit more challenging. You might lose a few wickets. You need to adapt, and you need to be able to respond to that as well. But in general, I think in T20 cricket, yes, of course, you want people to be playing sort of positively, and I think these guys do that. I think we've got the kind of quality in that top three that each one of them can play all of these roles as and when required. Maybe like I said, their roles at franchise level might be slightly different, or what our expectations of them here might be because of maybe the combination in the team and what is expected of them over there. But here I think we'll be certainly giving them a lot of clarity into what their roles are and what our expectations are. And I'm pretty confident that anyone we pick in the top three should be able to play all the roles required depending on the situation of the game, of the match, of the pitch. That should hopefully give us a really good start. I mean, honestly, we haven't thought about the record or not really paying attention to the record. It's nice to win games, but again, for me, I think it's a lot of this is about we're not worrying about creating records or creating numbers. We want to win every game that we play, or we want to try to win every game that we play. We want to prepare well. We want to practice well. We want to get to the ground with our tactics right and sorted, and try and execute on the day. And if it happens, that's great. We do realize that we're up against a very strong South African side, and that's what's really exciting for me as well, because it's going to give us a really good test and give a lot of the guys, a lot of our young players who, like I said earlier, probably might not have got a chance to play in the 11 if some of all of our players are playing. Gives them a chance to test themselves against a really, really good side. So I think that's really the exciting part for us. And if we play well, yeah, we do it. But if we don't, that's fine. We go to the next game, we learn from it, and we continue. That's obviously for a coach who coaches all the three formats of the game, I would love to see that translated into the longer formats of the game as well. But it's brilliant. It's even yesterday, just watching Imran in the net, you can see he's got that pace. Obviously, he's learning. He's a young boy. He's learning all the time. He's getting better. He's improving all the time. The more games he's able to play, the better he's going to get. So yeah, from our perspective, very happy to have someone like him in the mix, in the group. And we just have to see how much of playing time we'll be able to give him. I mean, we also have to be realistic. We've got a really large squad. Got 18 players on the squad. It's not possible to give everyone playing 11 or playing 11 time. I think I'm certainly someone who likes to have a bit of consistency and give people give people time and let them feel settled in positions. So so it's just a question of seeing whether how much of playing time we can give people like Umran and Arshdeep. So the other exciting guy who's brilliant as well. We've obviously got a little bit of experience, guys who've been with us before, Harshal and Bhuvi and Avesh played a few games in the last series as well. So yeah, there are a few people who've been playing, but it's nice, exciting to have a couple of these young guys in the mix as well. So like I said, this has given us an opportunity to broaden our pool, look at a few more players, and hopefully give us an opportunity to see what they can do. I think with Dinesh, it's pretty obvious and very clear. He's made a comeback based on the skills that he has shown in a particular phase of the game. I think there's a phase of the game that Dinesh at that back end has really been able to show skills over the last 2 or 3 years and has been able to be a point of difference in whichever team that he has played. So I see that as no different. I think that's why he's been picked. He's been picked to bat in that kind of position and see if whether he can replicate those kind of performances for India as well. Every one of us in life, they need that confidence, and every one of us in life, I think, will thrive with with that guarantee and that support. But it doesn't always happen, right? I think it's not easy. Also, in international sport, and sometimes it's not always easy to say that you get guarantees. Sometimes guarantees are earned with performances over years, and then only you get that safety and security in a team. But having said that, like I said earlier, also, I think it's nice really to have Kuldeep back in the mix. Obviously someone that right from he had that injury, unfortunately, I think in the last IPL, and in fact even without playing any first class cricket, we got him back into the mix because we see the quality, right? He's performed very well. He's been a terrific performer. He's performed well for India. We know that there's a kind of quality there that people find very difficult to read. He's a wicket taker. So there are a lot of positives with having Kuldeep in the group, and he's obviously one of the really exciting options that we have. Along with Ravi Bishnoi, who's come on and done really well. Yuzi's really shown his class over the last 6 months for us and for this IPL team, both the IPLs that he's played in. So there's a lot of options in that. Aksar is obviously again a batting all-rounder. So yeah, there are a lot of options, and sometimes you have to balance out those options as well. But yeah, it's very nice to see him back again and bowling, and we know that at times he's someone who can turn a game around with wickets through those middle overs.